Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of code. The fundamentals of code is better than Bitcoin's. Inflation model is better than inflation. The staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. Decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things. Well, ahoy, crypto pirates, citrus pirates, Hexicans, arr to y'all. Hey, welcome. Glad to have you here. Shout out to the chat room, like us YouTubers are supposed to do, right? Hey, a shout out to the chat room. Who's in the chat room today? We got Robert Kelleher Jr. By the way, if you guys are not checking out our TikToks, the man is killing it on our TikToks. Go out there and spread them around if you're a TikToker. Captain RG3, TikTok, blowing it up. Thank you, Robert Kelleher, for your awesome work that you're doing out there. Appreciate you, man. Fast Abdul, new member and going to be coming onto the show pretty soon, I do believe. I think SJ's getting that set up, right? SJ? No? Maybe? Oh, her eyes went like she did something wrong. No? Well, we'll be talking about that. We're getting booked out like solid, like boom, boom, boom. People are inviting me on the shows, and anyway, it's getting really cool. Because guess what? Bull market's in, guys. Bull market is in. Like it's in deep. 50K Bitcoin today, guys. 50K. The fuck? It's coming. It's coming fast. When that freight train hits, when things start blasting, and all I can say is get your shit together now. Pack your fucking bags, get your shit together now, because once this thing comes and the euphoria and everything everyone's all fucking high on green candles and shit, like snorting green candles off of their desks. I mean, it is gonna be insane. For those of you who haven't been through a bull market, here it comes. It's here. Seek, what's happening? Shout out to you too. Thank you for the shout out who paved the way. I think I was one of the guys that was out there digging the pavement. So thank you. I appreciate it. Too Spooky, what's up, dude? Hey, damn, I got the crew. Stefan, Fast Dude, D Bunny. Oh, and of course Mel Tony, sir. Mark Powers 42, Godfather J6, Spectra Mana is in the house. Thank you for coming. Hex Funks, Pulse Funks. God damn it. So I got brain problems, and yes, it's Mana. I'm sorry. Mana. God dang it. Man, and she coached me for like a week. Mana. And I still say it. Mana. Why? Because mana is something. Mana is a new word to me. Okay. So that's why. And it's spelled like the old word to me. Thank you. Not an insult or a cut down. IU Wrestler 134, Hexagrapher, Nico, 11 oranges, baby, 11 oranges. A-Bit, what's up, dude? OG A-Bit, OG of OGs. Stefan, you know, guys, A-Bit like traveled the fucking world for you guys. Like went out there, drove a car around the whole fucking United States. Now, don't get me wrong, he was partying. He was having a good time. He wasn't, he wasn't like working his ass off for you guys. He was partying in every city he was at, found himself a beautiful, lovely lady along the way and all that good stuff. So it was a good thing for him. But A-Bit did put in the work, got out there on the ground and made it happen for you guys. Tracy G, 11 oranges to you too. Capdop Day. More love and oranges. Look at that. I got some pirate oranges from the ugly holidays. Thank you. Mine and your biz here. Yep. B-Flow, lots of citrus. Sup, everybody is here with more citrus. Satan's Angel, much love, fire, and nectar. All right. Hey, look, it's Trap. We got Trap Gravity in the house, here to support. No sacrifice projects on Pulse. You keep going, bro. You keep banging on those fucking people, man. You get them. Glad to have you here, Trap. Always Love you, kid. Let's see who else. Hex Orangutan. Ooh. Big dog. Good to have you. The Shmiris. Let's fucking groove. Shmiris. Again, hats off to you, bro. Love your artwork. Love your stuff. You are the best of us. Hexographer, how you doing? How you doing? Will Crypto and Tracy G. I'm bullet. Oh, look, I got Bullish in here. Yeah, all the Tang gang is in force. I see them all. I see you all. CZ in the house. Look at that. Sandy Beach, my lady. Let's see who else. Hex Space Diamond. Okay, you guys are like killing it now. Cookies is here. Here he is. Yep. Or is that? Yeah. I can't ever tell who all of you guys are all the time. Anyway, well, thank you for showing up here. I'm looking at the private chat. I'm getting blasted by the producer. Love you too, CZ. Hey, Charlie 2020 too. Gosh, you guys are all floating. This is awesome. Getting some people rolling in here. Okay, so first of all, housekeeping. This weekend, Houston. If you're in Texas, come see us. Come to Houston. We got tickets left. We got crypto meets real estate. Might learn some good shit. You go there. And also support the PulseChain tour. I do this, guys, out of the kindness of my heart because I love all of you. And I love this ecosystem. And I love PulseChain. And I want to see adoption. And I want to pump everybody's bags. And I want everybody to come here. Because guess what pumps our bags more than anything? More adoption. We need more adoption. And the Tang Gang knows that better than anybody because you guys understand it. You guys have got your finger on the formula of the thing that makes people spend money. Period. And so we're going to talk about this with Staker Classic. Can't wait to get in with him because there's a history here and I know he's got it. So again, this weekend, get your tickets, pulsechaintour.com. Come hang out with us in Houston, Texas. And then we'll talk about the rest of the PulseChain tour. I don't want to waste any more time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, straight out of the freaking Orange Grove, NFT artist, an OG in the system, OG NFT developer. Can't wait to talk to him about that stuff. Here he is, Staker Class. What's happening, buddy? You there? Oh,
yo, what's up, brother?
Not much. What's up? Just, Monday evening here, just getting things wrapped up from, that stupid Super Bowl that was on this weekend and, back into crypto and, yeah, man, gonna get into it with you about, the NFT world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was just in a space, here with, the homies and we were, having some meme contest and it was a nice little warm up before coming in here, put me in a really good mood. So shout out to the orangutan and the homies for making me laugh for like 2-3 hours straight. So
and you put out a good one today. He's not an unemployed. He's a cryptocurrency investor.
Dude, oh my God, bro. I was cracking up. I'm still kind of laughing inside on that one, man. The memes are they're going to just keep getting better, man. That's all I'm going to say, bro. Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. And just before we get into it, the Staker Class is the OG collection to serve as the PFP collection for the Hex and PulseChain community since December 2021.
Nice. Well, before we get started, let me say thanks to Waffle Medigen. Staker Class made it okay for idiots like me to be slightly successful idiots. Bow before him, learn his history. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to ask the first question I'm going to ask you really is I want to go back in history because, I know you've been in crypto for a bit, but I'll let you tell that story. But I want to know, because I go way back before crypto started because I was in the gaming world. And when they started doing these things called skins, and the in-game skins, like the early ones, those were the original NFTs is from what I'm understanding. Can you give us your history, how you got in, talk about that a little bit, and then we'll go all the way into like the first real successful NFT and go from there.
Yeah, man, definitely. Just real quick, DJ and Waffle, I owe that guy $10 now. Man's over here spending money to make a comment. That's hilarious. Appreciate you, brother. There's a lot of stuff going on my screen here, so I'm just not going to look at it because I'm just going to start laughing and getting off course. But, you know, the staker class is not me. The staker class is a community of people who believe in NFTs. They believe in memes and having a good time, and it's like we are the culture, we are the marketing, and I think it's been pretty apparent that NFTs are a great way to have a good time and get a lot of attention from other people, right? It's art. There's a lot of bright colors, and it's a way to really relate to one another and bond. And so that's what I want to start off with. Is I'm just one guy and I'm just part of the staker class. But the staker class is much bigger than just me. So I'm just a voice for the staker class. And in terms of, you know, me getting into crypto, I've told this story a couple times, but I've never told it here. So I'll go ahead and kind of give the summary. I had a friend come to me, tell me about, I think it was, I don't even think it matters what it was because I don't even remember, but I put like $500 in back in like 2015, and lost it right away. Like 2 weeks later, it was like rugged, went to zero, right? And then after that, I was like, okay, well, that was a big waste of money. Let me just get back to work, right? So kept working, did my thing. I think I was doing like DoorDash at the time or something. I was doing like a delivery job, right? And just felt discouraged from not life, right? But just discouraged from just putting any more money into crypto or any more of my time because I didn't see that ROI, right? That gratification, right? That everybody talks about. So I was like, okay, whatever. And I did zero research on what I put money into, right? I just put it in because I trusted my friend, and I was like, okay, he put some money into it, I'll do it too. That type of mentality. And so I just kept working. A couple years went by, and same friend, he told me about Richard Hart, and he told me like, hey, I just put some money into this thing called Hex, right? And it was back to when it was the adoption amplifier, right? So it was pretty early. And I was like, cool, man. I'll give it a go, dude. Like, whatever, you know, scared money don't make money. So I went ahead and I put like $200 in. And then after that, it like COVID happened, right? And all that stuff happened. And then I was like, I just put another $200, and I lost my job. I was doing like some other new job. I think it was like Instacart. And then I had like another $200. I put in another 200. I ended up putting like $600 into Hex, the adoption amplifier. And then after that, I had to go to basic training, right? And I had staked my Hex for about a year. And I was like, okay, well, when I come back, I'll take a look and see what's up. Went to basic training, was there the whole time. 6 months later, I get my phone back, right? And I check my Hex stake, and I'm like, okay, let's see what's going on with crypto, right? Still not really into it, haven't done too much research into Richard or, you know, his history in crypto, right? I had only seen a couple of videos, and the videos that I had seen were all FUD. There were all those FUD videos, all those YouTubers calling him a scammer, right? And so I was discouraged from putting any more money. So I had only put like those $600. But when I went to go check, those $600 was like 6,000 or something. And for me at the time, I was like, holy shit, this is so much money. Like, this is awesome, right? But since it was locked up, I was like, oh, whatever, I can't even touch it. So it's like not really, you know, I can't really realize my gains here. Whatever. Kept working, doing my thing. I really like, a lot of people know this about me. I don't really like log on to my laptop too often, and especially back then. And so I would only check every 2 to 3 months. So the next time I checked, the 6,000 was like 12,000, 24,000. It was just kept growing and growing, man. It was wild, right? So it made me like, it made me realize like there's something special here, right? Like this is a lot of money. I work really, really hard for my money. And at the time I was doing military honors. So I was doing that full time. And so I was at the same time doing research on crypto. And what made me switch full, like go full degen, as I like to call it, or just go full research mode on crypto, was that Uniswap airdrop. Because I didn't even know what an airdrop was, right? So that same friend told me, "Hey, man, just so you know, you used Uniswap when you bought that hex, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." And then he was like, "Okay, well, you might have an airdrop," and it was like 400 tokens or something, right? And at the time when I checked, those 400 tokens were like $30 a pop, and so it was like, it was so much money for me, man. I still remember that day because it made me change my whole mentality. That I believed that I had the scarcity mindset, that you had to work really, really hard for your money, which you do, right? But I had never thought of the abundance mindset, that there is so much money out there. And if you put yourself in the right position and you set up your, what I like to call your baskets, right? Your buckets, where the money is flowing, where there is flow, you can fill your basket, you can fill your bucket, right? And so once I realized that, I really, it was a completely different switch. And so from there, I started getting wrecked all over the place, right? Because you start doing research. I remember the first time I got destroyed on an NFT. I was like, okay, well, let me check out these NFTs. I know Richard says NFTs are not good, but everybody's talking about them on Twitter, right? And I was actually new to Twitter. My friend had told me like I said, I was doing the military honors, and I had a friend who was into crypto in there as well. And he had told me, hey, man, if you're into crypto, you have to be on Twitter. So bam, I get a Twitter account. I make the Twitter account. It's called the Hexicano. And then from there, like I was just like all into Hex. But I had also, like, obviously you see other stuff on there. And I was dabbling with NFTs, and I saw this guy who had like 40,000 followers. He had one of those monkey JPEG pictures, and he was like, "Oh, I just launched my NFT project." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And at the time, to mint one was like $500 for one, and I minted 3 of them. And 24 hours later, I had lost $1,500. So I was like, wow, fuck this guy, right? Like, dude, you just stole all my money, dude. And like, so I did the math, and I was like, dude, this guy just took like $400,000 and his account disappeared. What a piece of shit, right? And I got pissed. I was like, this sucks. And yeah, so don't tell the wifey about that. She still doesn't know. But after that, man, I was just like, I was upset, right? But I was still like into NFTs. I still wanted to like see what they were all about, because everybody was just talking about them. And it was more like me wanting to be part of the culture, right? Like at first it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to mint these and I'm going to sell them. That was my mentality. But
was
then
that
after
in
that,
17 that happened, or?
No, it was like 2021 or 2020,
So
around there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was around that time. So in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna flip these JPEGs, and I'm gonna move on, buy some hex with it, right?" And then after I got rugged, and I was like, "Oh man, that sucks." Um, I started doing more research, and I really started looking into the crypto punks, and I really liked the way the crypto punks looked, and I liked the how you can make them your profile picture and that type of thing. And it really, like, made me want to be part of that culture, right? And so it went from me wanting to make a profit on a JPEG to me wanting to be part of the culture and understanding them on like a deeper level. And that's where I was like, well, I want to have one of these, but with the hex background. Like that would be so cool if these had a hex background and I was rocking one of these, one of these crypto punks, but with the hex gradient in the back. And like, I just started messing around with it. And, long story short, the next thing you know, the Sacred class was born. And yeah, it's been a ride, man, ever since.
So let's drop back something you said. You were talking about, your mindset flipped to abundance. First of all, thank you for the abundance, CZ. Tangang is the best juice, and CZ knows it. She knows it. You guys got the juice. So thanks, Gal. Abundance. When I got into the space, I understood abundance. And that's why when I came to the crypto space, I was like, man, this is a place for, look, money doesn't disappear. It flows and it moves and it stops. It's kind of like water. It'll sit and be stagnant. Money has to flow in order for everybody to be wealthy. And I noticed that this was a new place for money to flow. And there's trillions of dollars out there, trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars. There's so much product market fit in crypto for these trillions of dollars to move. And I think that the NFT space is look, we know money flows into the NFT space. I mean, you were obviously you were here early. You just said, do you remember, the old skins, the old NFT skins that were like in-game crypto NFTs? Do you recall that?
I think I know what you're talking about. It's like those skins that you can change for, like on Xbox and stuff.
Yeah, and they were selling them to each other and stuff and whatnot. Yeah, so they kind of worked on the same concept. But well, do you remember when the crypto kitties hit in 17?
Yes, I've heard of the crypto kitties.
Now were you part of that whole thing, or were you at all looking at NFTs?
No way, man.
You were.
Oh man. Like if you bring me back to 2017, man, and all the stuff I could have done, it's a big cope fest for me. But no, I wasn't. I was very ignorant. I was very young, and I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger.
We all made mistakes.
And so I was just working a lot. I think 2017 I was still in high school, and so it was 2018 when I started working. And yeah, no, so I missed out on a lot of things, man. And I think a lot of it is to do with ignorance, and also a lot of it is because of the way that I grew up, right? Like not to blame my parents or anything, but just my environment, the way I was brought up. We were taught that you have to work and you have to be an employee, and you keep your head down and you just work every day. You're part of the system. And so that was my mentality. That wasn't exactly like the way that I thought, right? Like I wanted more than that, obviously. But it was the way that my parents were, right? So it's kind of like,
well, we're all products of our environment,
exactly.
And products, and that's why I try and stay here and do what I do, because I'm like, guys, there's a lot of things that you haven't experienced yet. There's a lot of things in markets you haven't experienced yet. I don't think you got this fucking thing by the tail just yet. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Like this NFT thing, Stefan just mentioned it. Yeah, it was in what was it? CS skins. Yeah, that was. My gaming company that I had in 2000. I don't know, age myself. Anyway, 2008, 2007 was Counter-Strike. We we supported Counter-Strike basically with social media and server control and whatnot. And that's when I started noticing like my kids were getting these skins, and I was like, what is this thing, you know? And then as I learned, it was this NFT technology that they were kind of using in these in-game skins. But then CryptoKitties came, and I was oblivious to it. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, who wants that crap? You know, and then I saw what it did. You know, CryptoKitties like freaking just destroyed the Ethereum network at one point. You know, oh, look at there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at that. So it really like wrecked the network. And so when the next time I even heard about it was when Richard was, you know, basically talking shit about, you know, NFTs being worthless and whatnot, and don't need them. They just mess up the network, and who wants it. And because he was building something else at the time, he was trying to create value, and we were getting blasted with, you know, S-load fees, and all these things are going up while the network was getting, you know, gummed up by these things. So I understood, you know, kind of what Richard's argument was against NFTs. But then I started seeing, okay, we can pull those down now, SJ. I started seeing, you know, the utility and the use case for artists to be able to express themselves and to have their works minted and to have control of their content. Was that something that you were interested in as time started to go on, or were you like, I'm number go up, I'm getting into this because I know that people flow money through these damn NFTs?
No, it wasn't about that. When I initially launched the staker class, it was actually on Polygon because I didn't want people to pay high fees.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it was really just an experiment to start off because I didn't know what I was doing, right? I'm not an NFT expert. And so it was really easy to deploy NFTs through OpenSea. And so that's where I deployed the first collection on Polygon. And so it was 55 NFTs, and I was just going to do 55 like every month, right? Like I was just going to make 55 of these staker class, which I called hexagons, every month, right? So that was that. I was like, okay, I'll make 55 of these every month until I hit 5,555.
Okay.
And so during the time we were actually going through kind of like a bull phase, and so I did the 55. I put them on OpenSea, and in 2 days they were all gone. They were all like everybody bought them up, and somebody sent me a link, and there was a oh, that's so cool. You can see them there. Okay, and so there was a link that was sent to me by somebody from India, and he sent me a link, and it was a Discord link, and he said, hey man, this is the staker class Discord. And I was like, what's a Discord? Like I'm not a big tech guy. I'm not a big like, you know, video game guy. I don't play video games. I never did as a kid. Like, yes, I did play them, but I wasn't into them, right? I was never into them. I was never into like, you know, all that video game stuff, and so when they sent me a Discord server, I was like, I don't know what this is, dude, right? But I clicked it, and I went in there, and next thing you know, there's like 1,000 people in there. But the thing is that the people that were in there, a lot of them, you know, there was a good amount of people that stuck around, but there was also people who were just there to flip JPEGs, right? And so that was pretty much my intro to NFTs, and it was pretty crazy. But I wouldn't
we
change
saw
a thing.
a lot of NFT flipping during the bull run, because I mean, I've got like some theories as to why some of them were flipped the way they were, And I think that could have created, I mean, we've seen some of these NFTs selling for $9 million, $16 million. And my first thought when I saw some of that shit was like money laundering, somebody's trying to run money through, like, like if you go in the art world, people are spending money on art to, send money elsewhere and make people, they can write it off on taxes and stuff like that. And they do all kinds of weird stuff with this artwork. I don't know exactly how it all works, but I was thinking, okay, maybe they're trying to do the same thing, because look, crypto just mimics real world products, and they have product market fit. So I was figuring that some of that stuff was going on here in the NFT world. And then I just noticed that because of that, because some of these were going for outlandish amounts of money, that it was a rising tide that raised all ships, and all the NFTs were like, look at, I saw some of yours in there. What some of those were there's people trying to sell them for like 12 ETH, 7 ETH. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, man. It's pretty wild. It's like,
I should just fucking like close to $30,000 for one of your NFTs that sell for 12 ETH.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the highest you've seen one sell for?
One of the sacred class NFTs.
Yeah.
Somebody minted one and then they resold it for, I think, $5,000.
Damn.
Yeah. The thing is that the ride was very short, right? And a lot of it was like, a lot of it was hype. And then the bear market started. And so very quickly, everything was going to zero. People were getting rugged left and right by other projects. And like, it's the journey, right, is what's important to me. Not really like, because to where we are now, right, we're live streaming with you, and now everybody's like getting to know about the sacred class. It took a long time to get here, right? It took 2+ years to get here, but the journey is the beautiful thing. The people that I've met along the way, the lessons, the laughs, the memes, the culture we have created, that's really what's important and special to me. And what I really, really love about our community is that everybody around me is so much smarter than me. Everybody around me is so much more successful than me. And it's just helped me grow as a person personally, on a personal level. And so that's really what I've taken out of just being here. And the sacred class wouldn't be what it is today without everybody who's contributed to it, right? Like if it was just me yelling from a rooftop, like, I wouldn't have been heard. Nobody would have been heard. And so that was kind of the mission statement. It's like, we have to put our energy together, and we have to, like, we would go into other communities and show up with our NFTs, with our PFPs, right, rocking the staker class NFTs. And the thing was that these NFT communities didn't like Richard. They didn't like the Hexicans, right? And so now we were fighting kind of like an uphill battle the whole time of like, okay, well, our own community doesn't like NFTs and other communities don't like Hex, right? And so it was just like, damn, man, all right, well, it's cool. And
now we're getting somewhere.
And so it's really cool to see, man. And it's really special to me, because it took a long time.
So let's reel all this in now. So, you were fairly new to crypto, or in-depth crypto. You found Hex, you staked some Hex. You served our country, by the way. Thank you. I won't dox your branch of the service or anything, but it sounds to me like you're familiar with me. And then you come back and you start seeing, the NFT world and what's going on, and get a little degenning going. And then you start to do your own thing. Now, Swearworks here, he's an OG. He's been around, from the beginning of time here in the Hex community. And he's asking a question, what's the argument to buy NFTs rather than staking more Hex? Is it about having fun, or is it about hitting it big with NFTs? And I think you just kind of answered the question for him. And I'm going to I'll touch on it, and then I'll let you talk a little more in depth about it, because you just touched on it. And what I want to explain to everybody, like, we've got a lot of people in this community right now that are upset at everybody for shilling their thing or doing their thing or trying to build something else or trying to make some money somewhere else or do this or do that versus, putting their money in a savings account. Now, let's not forget that all of these things in crypto, I just said earlier, are mimicking products that exist in the real world and crossing over and doing things that products in the real world can't do, but now they can because they're in the crypto space. And we've got they're more malleable. Those products and putting those things together are more malleable. Now we can actually participate in things that we couldn't participate in the real world, like liquidity providing and perpetuals and all these things that we're building now, infinite money glitches and all this cool shit, right? So we've got all this cool stuff now in crypto, and everybody has their own journey, and everybody's going through their own thing, trying to figure out their way here, but we have the gold standard, which is, in my opinion, Hex. It's, hey, if you want to put your money away and do it right and invest in the solid thing and get involved in something that's not going to rug pull, that's got, perfect product market fit in a $7 trillion market space in the CD market out in the real world, something that has real world appeal, and also provides you with the ability to be a prudent investor, meaning that you are staking your crypto for a term, and gathering the yield from that, blah 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 blah. But you just told me that by doing the things that you've been doing with NFTs and degenning and then building your own project and doing all of this stuff, that you've, as a young man, have now started to put yourself in a place where people are smarter around you, where you're not just, hanging out a street corner, figuring out what you guys are going to do tonight, what chicks you're going to go hit, what beer you're going to drink, that kind of stuff. You're actually hanging around with people who are investor class folks. You're hanging around with people that are developers. You're hanging around people that are learning what this technology can do. Because let's face it, NFT world is blowing out. I mean, let's just look at Tank Talk right now and go, holy shit, what's about to happen? What's the possibilities of this thing, right? So, I mean, I think that you just touched on it by saying, hey man, like all this stuff, the NFTs that you look at my PFP and you go, oh, that's shitty art, man. That's just JPEGs, blah, 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 blah. But it's more than that. It's the journey that it took you through and where you're at today. You're learning, touch on that a little bit more and tell me the experience that you're getting and now where your crypto journey is because you started getting into NFTs.
Most definitely, man. No, that's a great question. And I think a lot of the Hex, I would call Hex maxis, Richard Hart maxis are like, why would I buy a JPEG? Like, but here's the thing. Nobody's telling you to buy a JPEG, right? That was never the statement. The statement is we can onboard people just by rocking one of these NFTs, like just by, like, you don't have to buy one. Like it's really more like a membership into a community of people, right? It's kind of like you get like that pass to the party. Like you're welcome to the barbecue, brother. Come through, right? If I see somebody rocking a staker class NFT, I'm like, yo, what's up, dude? What's going on, right? It's like if you see somebody, like let's say you own a Lambo and some other guy owns a Lambo and you guys are parked right next to each other. You guys are probably going to have a conversation, right? Because you guys both have a Lamborghini. And so I'm not equating this PFP to a Lamborghini, but I'm equating it to like the culture of the staker class, like, and the network of people that we have accessed just by having an NFT PFP, right? Like, it's pretty crazy, man. Like, if I start a space, right, a Twitter space, like everybody pops in because they see, oh, the sticker class NFT, right? Like, it's kind of like a symbol of communication with other people, and that's the way that I see it. So it's not really about like, oh, I have to go and buy this because it's going to do a 1000x, right? It's a completely different mentality. and so I think they just have it backwards, right? Like, not everything has to be a financial decision, but it's more of like a networking decision, right? So that's the way I see it in terms of like it's more than just the financial product, right? Like, we actually never talk about what these JPEGs are worth, because it doesn't matter. Like, a lot of people will like to talk about the floor price. Oh, well, you know, like, what's the floor price at? Like, dude, we don't care, man. It's never been about that. It's never been about what this JPEG is worth. Send it to zero. They're illiquid JPEGs, right?
Yeah.
I've never said they're going to go to infinity. So I think people who ask that just are not educated in the NFT culture, and that's okay. That's fine. And that's why we're here. And so, like, actually right now with everything happening with the Tang Gang has been really, really, really special, because like I never expected that to happen, right? And it's been a really good way to uplift artists, real artists, because I'm not a real artist, right? I'm a business owner. I'm a businessman. And so that's really what I do in the real life. Like, I do this because I like to have a good time. I come here and I have a good time with a lot of people, but I actually own a business. And so that's what I actually do. But the Tang Gang, right, has actually uplifted artists and put a spotlight on them. And it's a really beautiful thing. And so, you know, through that, you get a lot of free NFTs. So out here, you actually don't even have to pay for some NFTs. A lot of people get free NFTs every Friday. You know, like, I get tons of free NFTs every single Friday just for participating. And so that's one thing. You actually don't have to pay for JPEGs out here sometimes. You can.
You don't. And
No.
you know, I've been gifted free NFTs. I actually created just, you know, a special, you know, wallet for the NFTs. People say, hey, I'm going to give you some NFTs, blah, blah, blah. And you know, and some people have made NFTs of me that were toys, you know, that are eventually, once all the NFTs sell, they're going to mint the toys. So the physical toy will go out. And, you know, I've seen NFTs attached to, you know, t-shirts and giveaways and stuff like that. And now we've got these 404s where NFTs are evolving and changing and whatnot. I think that, you know, what you guys are doing is very useful and very important, because, like it or not, the technology is here and they're trying to figure out its space. And then, like it or not, artists are artists, and people who like their artwork pay exorbitant amounts, or, you know, display artwork that they enjoy or like. You know, like we had Mana on the show just recently, and you know, and she goes out there and does her thing, and she, you know, she videotapes her, you know, doing her 3-dimensional you know, NFTs that she's making, and just it's a really cool experience to watch and see and watch her put those out there. And then so some of these things are coming out are like I said, the tank phone. Like, all of what you guys are doing are bringing awareness and bringing use case, and, you know, it's something to do. It's something worthwhile, because we're discovering, we're learning, people are developing and growing in this space because of it. I mean, we got to look at this as fertile ground. You know, it's like, hey, we just got to keep digging in the dirt and doing things until we start building our cities. You know, that's what we're doing. We're laying down the pipes. We're laying down the electrical grid. We're laying down the roads. We're just getting everything started, you know, and for people to poke at people who are doing things like this, I think it's wrong. You know, it's let everybody go out and do their thing. If it's not your thing, fuck off and go do your thing, you know, and let them do theirs, because who knows what they're going to come up with. What if Tank Talk wireless NFT becomes like the thing everybody in the world wants, like everybody in the world has a cell phone, and now you're on the blockchain, and now you're private, and now you're encrypted, and now you're, you know, using an NFT for something that is probably the most used item on the planet right now. Imagine the possibilities of something like that being tapped into. So I say, you know, my hat's off to all of you guys for doing what you do. especially the Tang Gang, setting up the marketing program that they're doing. You know, you don't have to like all their tactics. You don't have to like every single one of them. You don't even have to like what they're doing right now. Just sit back, watch, and shut the fuck up and let them do their thing, man. Let you guys go out and create. You know, we got to create. This is like, you know, brand new primordial fucking goo that needs to be molded, and not everybody's going to do the right thing at the first. You know, fuck, let them make mistakes. That's how things get done, you know. And I'm just trying to support everyone to going out there and failing forward, because eventually somebody's going to get up and make something badass, and we're all going to love them for it. And if we didn't have all these failures or things that, you know, didn't matter in the beginning of this, that's how everything's done. You know, when Edison invented the freaking light bulb, he burned up a fucking million light bulbs before he had one that worked, right? And now we're all glad he made all those dumb mistakes. If somebody would have told him, yo, shut the fuck up and meme the shit out of Edison, where'd we all be in the fucking dark today?
That's so funny, dude. Oh man, sorry, dude. No, I like that you said that. I love the memes, man. I love the you know, having to meme somebody on the timeline. Like, here's the thing, I don't take it personal. I have a lot of fun doing it, brother. Like, it does not bother me when somebody comes at me. I encourage it. It's hilarious to me. It's entertainment to me. Like, if you're not having a good time out there, then just get off the app. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. But
I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. You know, I tell everybody all the time, I come from a generation where you didn't make fun of people without like knowing them. Like my friends, yeah, we could bust on each other all day long. You know, you this, you that, blah, 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 you know, fine. But somebody who comes up off the street from you and starts doing some shit like that, man, it was like, you're getting fucking punched in the nose. You know, I mean, that's just the world I existed in. So it's been hard for somebody like me to like take. Now I'm much better at it now because I've been memed fucking a million ways to sideways. So it's all cool now. But it was a hard thing for me to freaking accept all this meaning and shit, you know?
Oh, for sure. No, yeah, the first punches hurt, man. The first punches hurt. But once you realize that you're being psyoped, right? Because it is an attention economy. And shout out to if you don't mind, if I could do a quick shout out to a couple people.
Yeah, go right on ahead, man. Go right on
ahead. I actually took a screenshot of all the people that showed up to the space today, just so I don't forget any of the important people in the community here. And so going on the PSYOP thing, so Cookies, right? AKA Hex Orca, AKA Orange Gooey. He's actually one of the ones that taught me about PSYOPs, right? And the way the attention economy is moving on X, on Twitter, right? And that's really when my whole strategy changed, is when I started hearing him talk about that and kind of teach me about it. And it really is kind of like when your parents tell you, like, hey, if you get mad when somebody says something to you, right, when they're making fun of you, you lose. You just lost the battle, right? And it's the same thing when you're online. If you see a meme, right? Because I've seen some of the RG3 memes, man. They're funny, bro. If you reply to a meme with a whole paragraph, right? Somebody just memed you. If you reply with a whole paragraph, you just lost the battle, my guy. Okay,
bro,
so
I wrote
gotta reply with a meme.
1,000 paragraphs and never sent them. Like, that was like how I got over it. I'd like, motherfucking, you know, I'd write all this shit, you know, and then I go, okay, now delete. And now, okay, that was it. And then, you know, and then that's kind of how I got over it, you know, was I replied to every single, I can't tell you how many damn paragraphs of shit that I, you know, had to delete.
100%, man. 100. Less is more out here. So that's a tip right there for everybody. But yeah, shout out to everybody that has really pushed the staker class and, you know, really uplifted me in my spirits, because it's not easy, man. It's also not easy, right? Like sometimes getting shat on by other communities or your own community,
and you're just like, what am I doing here, right? And the chart's just going down, horrendous, you know. It's not easy, right? But
yeah.
I'm
bear
building,
market. It makes it real hard, bro. Makes it real hard in the bear market.
yeah, man. And so when you're all the way down to the ground, there's only one way to go, bro, and that's the way we're going right now, and that's up. So yeah, shout out to the homies Danny, the orangutan, Cookies, aka Orange Gooey, Bullish, Hex Funks, man. People will say what they want about Hex Funks, man, but he wasn't always, you know, slinging arrows at people. We were very kumbaya for a while, but Hex Funks, if it wasn't for that guy, who he doesn't get paid to be online, man. He wants to be here. He's
None of us do.
You know. Exactly. Yeah. But a lot of people think that I'm running that account, right? And so when he goes and slings an arrow, they'll come at me and they'll send me a DM and be like, hey man, I thought we were cool. And I'm like, hey man, we are cool, dude, but just so you know, I don't run the Hex Funks account. That's not me. And I don't control what he says or does. He's his own person, you know, and he's coming at you for a reason. And so like, I'm just going to let it be, dude. That's between you and Hex Funks. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is that Hex Funks is a really good person. And if it wasn't for him, the staker class wouldn't be what it is today. So shout out to him. Big shout out to him. D Bunny as well. She's been there day one. Yeah. She's always been there. Same thing. If it wasn't for D Bunny, staker class wouldn't be what it is today. She's built so many relationships with so many communities, right? Like there's so many other people, you know, that like I'm probably missing, but they're definitely in the top that have always supported. Mana as well. Mana has been there for a long time. I don't know if she was there day one, but she was definitely there in the beginning. And so shout out to Mana. I love to see her flourish as an artist. It's been a beautiful thing. It's been like such a beautiful journey for everybody who's just stuck around. You know, they're really winning now, you know, like it's so cool, man. Like even if it was just 10 of us yelling from the rooftops, those 10 people are winning. And that's really important to me. Let's see who else we got here. 00 Nate, he's the homie. B-Flow, Nico, Ted DeFi. Man, Ted DeFi is going to be huge, man. That guy's going to be huge. DC Pulse. Let's see. Mike E. Love you, brother. So many people, man. So many people.
Yeah, you guys. You guys are the real deal, man. I appreciate the work you guys are doing. Again, like I said, when it comes to marketing, you guys have really gripped onto something it's even different than, you know, they term this marketing technique out there called guerrilla marketing, but you guys are even beyond that. Like you guys have gotten this thing down when it comes to crypto marketing, and I'm fascinated by it. I can't say that I agree with every tactic, everything that they do, but hey, again, like I said, we're all learning here. And one of the things that happened today, I was in one of your spaces, one of the Tang Gang spaces. I love listening to you guys. I love listening to Cookies and listening to him talk. And you know, he gave proper, you know, shout out to me and what I'm trying to do here. And you know, because they haven't been all well accepted by the whole community, and never will. It doesn't matter to me. I know that's just the way it is. But what he said was, you know, we're learning from each other. That, you know, we're reciprocating. Like I know I'm learning from you guys. I'm learning marketing techniques. I'm learning about technology. I'm learning about memeing and all of these other different types of marketing that I don't understand, but I'm in the middle of. And he said that he's learning how to be a little more diplomatic or lean on people that are a little more diplomatic and get out there. And because let's face it, it's not going to be about adopting just people that like what we're doing here, what you guys are doing in the Tang Gang. we've got to be able to talk to business class folks. We've got to be able to talk to the institutions out there. We've got to be able to talk to politicians. We've got to be able to talk to investor class people. We've got to be able to talk to the stock market folks that want to come into the crypto. We've got to talk to the general crypto space. We can't just go out there poking sticks in everybody's eyes. We've got to figure out a way to create diplomacy so that people will want everything that we have, because when it really comes down to, I know we're all here to grow and develop and build the crypto space, but we're all here to grow and develop and build the crypto space. And that means we're all going to need to come together and everybody stay in their lane and make their lane better and do things that, they want to do and they like and they enjoy and the people they want to be around, and build that space up positively versus, hey, well, I'm going to jump over here in this lane, go fucking kick a couple people in the head, and then I'll come back, after I pissed a bunch of people off, or whatever. That's not getting any of us anywhere. We got to all go out and do our thing where we're most needed and help to, move the space forward versus, hey, I'm going to go over there and, go to Crypto Wendy and start talking shit to her. And even though she's got, hundreds of thousands of people that are, interested in what she's saying, we're going to go and create a bunch of shit over there, get a bunch of her people pissed off. So now we got a few thousand people one day just saying, fuck them Hexicans, fuck them Tangangers, fuck those guys. They're a bunch of assholes. It's like that kind of stuff has to stop. We've got to start figuring out what our lane is and what's going to improve things versus making things worse.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry, dude. All the memes are like coming there. I'm having flashback of all the memes and everybody else, because I participated, in all of that.
Yeah.
There's a very cool dude. His name is Chopper, and he is one of the Ethereum guys, right? One of the big NFT guys, and we had actually targeted him and his community, right, as one of the major communities we wanted to infiltrate, right? So the staker class was really, like, in the beginning, it like the statement was to infiltrate other communities and bring them over to what we were doing, right? Hex. Mm-hmm. And so we targeted the crypto funks. And Chopper he's one of the developers who developed their NFT market. And so we targeted them and we eventually became friends, right? So now we're friends. And he came over to one of our spaces that we run every single day. And he said, hey, man, I like you guys a lot. I like what you guys are doing, but it sounds like your own community doesn't really, like, they see you guys, but they don't really want to support you guys, right? And what he said was, you have to meme these guys to oblivion. And when we started doing that, right, that's what really put a spotlight on us. And it sucks because, like, I never wanted to do that. If you ask anybody in the community, like, the way that I like to move and the way that I treat people is always with respect. And I'm a nice guy. I'm a very kumbaya guy, right? And mm-hmm. so sometimes you have to light a fire outside somebody's doorstep so they can step on it and they can know you're there. And that's all we were doing. You know what I mean?
I got something perfect for you guys. For those of you who are, that's your thing and you want to go out there and infiltrate other communities. And you're right. Sometimes you do have to light a fire. There's a book. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. It's a guy by the name Robert Greene. And it goes through a lot of the things that are in The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
I'm familiar with the book. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So those two books are about warfare, about the edge, about taking it to your enemy, but also using discernment when you're doing those things. And there are more powerful and impactful ways of attacking your enemy And that's a really good book to kind of get you started. It's a pretty long book, but it's a good one. It's a real good one. And I think that some of the Staker class guys and the Tangangers and whatnot should probably check that out, because I think that you guys want to go out there and get on the front lines and start doing that, because it gets let's face it, it gets you recognized. It makes adoption. It pisses people off. Hey, your name is on their lips, right? So you've heard of me. You know, at least you've heard of me. And you know, like I got to talk with Ben. You know, everybody told me, "Oh, fuck that guy! You don't want to talk to Ben. He's a fucking clown. He's doing this, he's doing that. Blah, blah, blah. Left his wife and blah blah." But Ben has eyes on him, and now people have eyes on us. They've seen us, because whether like him or not, now they know that he sat down with us and we had a conversation. So I'm all for it. But hey, we're an hour, man. We're gonna have to have you back on and hear how things are going. Anything you want to say before we end up here?
Yeah, you know, just because you brought up Ben, we want you, but we don't need you, right? And those are the vibes that Ricardo Corazon, the homie, is putting out, right? He said, like, if the VCs want to come in, they can come in, but you're gonna have to pay the pump tax. And so those are the vibes I'm on, man. Like, Ben could come through, but we don't really need the guy, you know? Like, we need quality, not quantity here, in my opinion. And yeah, man, it's been great. I appreciate your time. Thank you for having us on. I know you're doing a lot. And you know, the memes are not going to stop. They're going to continue. So, yeah, man, you'll see us around, guys. You'll see us around.
Whose tattoo was that SJ just put up there? Whose was that?
That's my tattoo. Yeah,
I got you that. Actually got that tattooed on.
By the Schmeiris. So I see a lot of new people come into the community. All I'm gonna say is just be vigilant of new people coming into the community. I think it's cool. You know, people are promoting the ecosystem, but just be careful, right? Be really careful with new people and trusting new people as well. Connecting your wallet to stupid shit. But yeah, that is my tattoo, man. I believe in what we're doing here, right? Thank you to the Schmeiris. He's a great artist. He's a great community member. And I'm excited to see what he puts out. He's actually going to put out a NFT collection, hopefully in the near future. He's been working on it for literally months.
Sweet.
So hopefully we get a lot of support around that. But yeah, thank you, man. Abundance is the mindset, always.
That is.
That's my message.
Right on. All right, Staker class. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you, bro. And I'm definitely sure we'll see you in the future here. And good luck to you on your projects.
Thank you, man. You too, bro. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We are going to be in Houston. Don't forget, Houston this weekend, 17th. Get your tickets. PulseChain tour is still live. We're still out there. We're taking it global this year, and Houston is our next stop. March 6th through the 9th, we are going to be in Vegas. There are still spots available, tickets available. I think all the VIP dinner events gone, but we have a new VIP event that's being set up for people who still want to get into the VIP event. The first one sold out. The dinner is sold out. We can't expand the space for the dinner, so that's gone. But because we've got a lot of people asking, we are going to put a new VIP ticket available for a different venue, and we'll do something else out there for those people who want to get them all. There it is. So yeah, so we sold it out, and now we're moving on to where's the next event at? That's the new VIP on Thursday, the Thursday only VIP, and that's to be determined, so you can get in there and check that out. All right, everybody, thanks for coming. We will see you on Wednesday, right? Wednesday. We will be on Wednesday, and then heading out to Houston. All right. And wait, are you trying to show your NFT? Rags NFT? Okay. SJ wanted to show you guys her NFT that she built for Rags for Texan Token. All right, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday night. Have a good one. Take care, and catch you on the next one. Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of code. The fundamentals of code are better than Bitcoin's. Inflation model is better than inflation model. The staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. Decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things.